I want to talk about discovering the rules of your own life. A lot of the internet likes to give you rules to live by. My plan for me is instead to discover the rules of my life. To be honest, I don't know if such a thing can be done when you're very young. I personally needed to have lived and done things. I need to have done something at least once so I can recognize a pattern in how that affects me. And maybe then I need to see it again to know that it recurs and what about the situation it is that affects me. Let me give you an example. I need the future to be open. I live in Sydney, Australia, which is a paradise. But the one time I owned an apartment here and had a mortgage, even though I'd done the Excel spreadsheet and on paper it saved money compared to always renting, something died inside me and I had to turn my life upside down to make it feel okay again. That's a while back now, but I was off course for a few years and I didn't understand exactly what had caused me to turn my life upside down. Now, I'm planning to move back to Europe in the future, and so I had a look at renting a place there, and I thought it would be cheaper to buy and put my savings into it, and the mortgage on the remainder would cost less than rent. And on paper, this too is a sound plan. And then I started thinking, if I work and save diligently for this year, I'll also have a slightly lower mortgage payment still. And then I think, I need to stay in this job so I can save as much as possible. And then I think, I need to do whatever I need to keep this job. And then I think, I can't use my savings for anything else if I wanted to change things. And this is where it all breaks down and I get rather sad and listless and I have trouble getting out of bed. It's a pattern. Even if a mortgage saves money, it says I'll be doing this for X years or I'll be in this spot for Y years, and I basically get depressed and start plotting my escape. Yesterday I was looking at real estate again, thinking maybe I can find some other place where it is cheaper to buy. And I saw a ship for sale. It was a ship that could still sail and had been renovated so you can live in it. And I saw the cabin and it had a little desk and windows all around it, and it just clicked for me that though I get seasick, I need to be either in reality or metaphorically living on a ship. The happiest times I've ever had, I lived in small quarters and I was moving around and I didn't know what life would be like 3 months from now. That made me very happy and very productive. I wrote a book, I designed a web application, I learned how to program, I learned how to train machine learning models, I started a non-profit, I started a business, not all at the same time. But I realized that the only times that I've ever become better as a person was during such periods. So not only do I not need a big house with nice furniture, having them is bad for me. So while it saves some money in everything else, a mortgage, a steady job, a life where I can describe what it will look like 5 years into the future, cost me far, far too much. Seeing that ship made me understand the pattern. It's where the future looks predetermined that things go bad for me. It's when the future looks open when things go well. It's a rule for my life. You can't make yourself be the person you want to be. You have to accept the conditions that you need for you to be who you want to be. For me, that means that the advice that seems to work for most people, get a steady job, get a mortgage, have some hobbies, really doesn't work for me. So, I've learned that things need to be open-ended and moving forward for me to be feeling alive and happy. My point is, I learned that, so I know that. Now the internet will throw many pieces of life advice at you, I guess including this one, and maybe one day I will come across something that says something like, you have to keep moving or you die, like a shark or something along those lines. And that happens to be true for me, but only because it's something I learned from experience. All right, that's all I have. I've been getting quite annoyed at YouTube videos that stretch information over too much time, like Discovery Channel programs used to be. So I've said what I have to say and I'm done. So I'll leave you to watch this video and ponder.